How's it going, O.D.D.I.T.Y?
Good. Can't complain. Can't complain.
Welcome to Mixed Series Studios. We appreciate you coming in to record with us. What was the inspiration behind your new album, Love Is?
Love is a concept that was actually from a previous album that I released in 2019. The same title, it's the same concept, but I liked the album so much, I wanted to kind of do a reloaded version of it with more mainstream production. The production of the previous Love Is was a little bit more indie alternative, and I wanted to challenge myself to do the same concept on a mainstream beat. So the initial concept of Love Is came from just wanting to talk about the cycle of love and the ups and downs and my experiences and towards trying to find that like ever elusive word. So.
You sort of took a different approach in your delivery on many songs on this project. What made you opt to combine such contrasting styles of rapping on these songs?
Typically, in most of my music up until this album has been, if I was planning to rap, it was going to be rapping the same style. If I was going to sing, it was going to be singing just on the hooks. And as I've developed over the last few years, I've kind of wanted to mix those styles. So with Love Is, I think it was wanting to showcase that I can rap, but also songwriting ability and mixing melodies and harmonies. So most of the songs have a hardcore rap verse and a more melodic verse mixed with the singing. So I think I just wanted to do something different and unique.
I feel like this project as a whole is very relatable to many people. What do you feel is the most relatable aspect of it?
With this project, there's a song I think for everybody. If you listen from beginning to end, there's going to be everybody's at least in one stage of the album. One point in the album can relate to any person who's on the search for love. Whether it's you're in a breakup stage, or you're in the dating stage, or you're in the infatuation stage, or you're actually in love, I think that there's a song for everybody on this album. And for most people that have been out in the world of dating and searching for love, that there's definitely going to be some connection regardless of where you are in that process.
This album is a remake concept of a previous album that you released 4 years ago. What made you decide to make a newer version?
I've been kind of pushing myself to have a more mainstream sound, but still stay true to who O.D.D.I.T.Y is and the lyrical aspect. But I've started working with producers who are able to bring that vision to light, and I felt like I could connect with a broader audience by approaching the production that way. And when I wrote Love Is in 2018 to come out in 2019, I was a whole different artist, and I think I've evolved in such a way that I wanted to showcase it by putting out the same concept album. Now, the songs aren't the same, the lyrics aren't the same. It's not like I just took the lyrics from the old album and put them on the new one. Everything's completely written again, differently. But I think it was just wanting to challenge myself.
This project is conceptual and tells a story. What is that story?
So the album tells the story of the cycle of love and the ups and downs and the roller coasters and the obstacles and the failures that come with trying to ultimately find that person that you can say you truly, like, infinitely love. And it has the breakup stories. It has the apprehension of wanting to get back out in the dating world after breaking up. It has the elements of dating and then, finding that person that you like, and you're kind of infatuated, and with, but you're not sure if you love, and then ultimately finding that person that you are in love with.
You collaborated with some talented features, notably nationally known folk duo Lily and Madeline. How did that collaboration happen? And overall, what is the process when you have a feature on your song?
The collaboration with Lily and Madeline happened because back in 2020 during COVID, there was a lot of also social justice issues happening with George Floyd and a lot of other issues. And we were both a part of an organization in Indianapolis that does stuff for the artist community in Indianapolis, and they asked us to create a song. So I originally worked with Madeline, who's one of the sisters in that group, and we maintained that relationship. And as I got production for the song Cloud9, I was thinking who could be perfect for that song, and her name popped up, and so I reached out, and she was super receptive to it. So working with them was seamless and awesome, and I think that song came out amazing. As far as how do you go about working with features, I think it more so relies on the artist themselves who wants the feature. So for me, it was preparing exactly what I wanted, the blueprint on each song, and sending that to the artist and saying, this is the theme of the song, this is where I see you fitting, so that they kind of have a blueprint and they're not guessing, and we're not having to do all this back and forth, because all of these features, none of them we were actually in person together working in the studio.
What impact do you want Love Is to have on your fans and hip hop as a whole?
So music is subjective to the individual. I kind of make art for myself, but if there's anything that I would want my fans and listeners to take from this album would be that it's relatable, and that everyone's going through this process at any stage of life. It doesn't matter if you're 19 or 30 or 50. Until you find that love, I think everybody's on that search, and this album can be played by grandkids, it can be played by grandparents, it can be played by parents. I think it's just relatable to all generations. And I also want it to be something that can be more common in hip hop. I think hip hop has this stigma of being, hardcore genre, and I think you can talk about topics like love, because even those hardest rappers out there, they're looking for that too, whether they believe it or not. So just kind of transcending the stereotypes that hip hop has.